观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎您收看通过肢体语言解读人格的系列节目。今天我们很荣幸地邀请到了来自德国的Ulrich Salmon 先生，他是著名的肢体语言专家，也是肢体心理治疗师，同时呢，还是很多企业家和国家领导人的资深顾问和肢体语言的教练。Welcome, Mr. Ulrich Salmon. 你好。
And ni hao to everybody here in China. I'm very glad to be here.
我们今天要谈的人物是默克尔，她是德国现任的总理，而且是一位非常优秀的女性政治家，也是Ulrich先生最熟悉的一位政治家。他们同样都来自于德国，所以呢，我们今天就来聊一聊她。
Wir müssen alle unsere Kraftanstrengung darauf lenken, deutlich zu machen, es gibt keine Toleranz.
On her. They identified as if she is our mother.
Today we are going to talk about Angela Merkel. You are most familiar with her, so let's start.
Well, I know Angela Merkel as a politician since many, many years.
Yes.
And she's our chancellor since many, many years. And nobody had expected that this could happen. And she is sometimes, well, last year or the year before, she was the most powerful woman in the world. And she's almost every year number 1, 2, 3, something like this.
Yes.
And she is and she's a very simple person.
Simple
person.
Simple person.
Yeah, so
what do you
natural,
mean
simple.
by simple? Politician cannot be simple.
Well, the first part was related to the political role as a politician, as a president,
Yes.
as powerful woman in the world. And the other one is related to the person, not the role as a politician, but the person.
The person herself, itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I could tell you a little about her body language
Yes.
and relate this to her person. When you see her on TV or in photos, and I follow her since 1999. I wrote a lot of articles about her. We did some television process, and you know, I'm quite close, though I never talked to her in my life. And I saw her, of course, in big events, political events, and also once in a very small space where there have been perhaps 30 people, and there she was very different than on the political stage. Well, I will refer to it later. But just by looking at her, you will see that she, when she talks, for example, a political speech in the parliament, she stands there and her gesture is like this. And her arms are stuck. They don't move, because normally you move like this. But she does like this. So this means for me that she's tensed here in the shoulders and in the upper arms.
Yeah.
Because otherwise she would move.
Yes.
Another example, when she's very concentrated, not really in public, but when she has the idea there's no camera looking on me, you can see this quite often, that when she's really engaged and concentrated, she does like with her lip. Another example, when she claps her hands, she does like this. in Germany at least, I don't know how it is here in China. In Germany, people who clap their hands like this are children. And not grown-ups. As a grown-up, when I clap my hands, I do like this, or like this, but not like this. And she does. So, and when she walks a little as if she feels uncertain, as if she could not really walk in a good way, as if she had some damaged knee or some damaged foot. Of course, she's not damaged. So I will just take those little symbols of body language to show that she in her body, expressing her body, looks a little unstable, a little childish-like, or not secure in herself, or tensed, held back in herself. And especially when I look at her walking and the hand clapping, this is some kind of expression which gives me the idea that, I asked myself if this expression is quite natural for her, like a behavior pattern. Then I asked myself, well, when is this behavior or can be seen in a person? And you can see this behavior in a little child, maybe 2 years or 2.5, 3 years.
Not a teenager.
Not teenagers, no, just very little girl.
Little girl.
Because they cannot yet really walk, so they they walk like this. And when they clap their hands, they do like this.
Slight.
So I had the idea, if Mrs. Merkel, so Merkel and not Merkel in China,
Yes.
Mrs. Merkel, when she shows this expression naturally on stage under stress, this could be some kind of natural or personal behavior pattern. And now it's interesting. When you look at media, how they write about Angela Merkel, they say, well, she's not a strong, powerful politician. She does not say, well, we have to do like this or that.
Yeah.
She's just very simple. She just is like, as if she does politics like physics. Just I look here, and there, and there, and there. And this is not politics, not powerful politics.
Her major is physics.
Her major is physics. So they said, well, as she has studied physics, she does politics in the way of physics.
Yeah.
So she did not really respect her. And still, for a long, long time, maybe 2 years it changed. They still believed, oh, well, she's lucky to be a politician.
Oh, yes.
But what kind of power does she have? Nobody could understand. Because they missed the way how men, as politicians, show power.
Yes.
Because they are strong, they are loud, they are competitive, and so. And she is very silent. She speaks in very short sentences. She speaks a language which everybody can understand. And she can communicate. She can hold back. She does not need to stand in front of the stage, the political stage or media stage, and to show up and to say, well, it's me, I'm powerful. And she can sit here and just listen. She learned this when she was a child, to communicate. So her way, or how to say, her special competence to do politics is to communicate. And she's famous for that, I think, in other countries. In Germany, she's not respected so for that.
Yes.
But other countries know that she can communicate. And for example, when she was here in China the last time, I followed the media and I wrote a little article about it. And it was interesting. She was criticized in Germany, of course. Well, you don't talk special issues and so. And she did it in a very nice way, which is very appropriate to China, I think. And I think this way of traveling to China, officially traveling, is based on her competence of communication. She started being present on a market in China, buying vegetable, paying with her own money. Later, preparing the meal together with a Chinese cook. And I think it was the most loved meal of Mao Zedong she prepared.
默克尔在总厨张维的指导下，一一了解了制作宫保鸡丁所使用的原材料，并通过身旁的翻译了解宫保鸡丁的口味儿。据餐厅工作人员介绍，这是德国驻成都领馆工作人员平时最喜爱的一道菜。
So I know how important dinner is here in China, and
Yes.
Having dinner and eating. So she started with something which is very important in China. So it is a very good way to come into contact with the country, a non-verbal contact.
Yes.
Then she started politics and so on.
Yeah.
And then the last day, it was very interesting. She had a speech at Peking Normal University or Peking University, I don't know, one of those two universities, very famous universities.
他在演讲当中强调了可持续发展的重要性，称可持续发展需要社会公平和法治保障。他还对于科技创新、新能源环保问题、千年发展目标等议题发表了自己的见解，并且展望了中德未来合作的前景，希望双方不断开发新的合作领域。
And she was very critical in politics, talking to the students. And many people in Germany ask themselves, how could this happen in China as a German politician to talk about such things in China in public? My answer for this is, she's able to make contact to a foreign country, to a foreign culture. She can communicate. She does not need the big bang in media. And then people here in China, even the politicians, I think, they agree to her in the way of, well, we trust her in what she says, even if she says something to which we don't agree. So this is my explanation for how she could be here in China and behave like this. And this is based on her competence of communication.
Wir müssen alle unsere Kraftanstrengung darauf lenken, deutlich zu machen, es gibt keine Toleranz.
And for example, in the second election, during the second election, in media, she was called Mutti. And Mutti means a lovable name of mama.
No.
So this showed the projection of the German society on her. They identified as if she is our mother.
So
And this is a very strong identification for being elected, of course.
Yes. So the German very much respect her.
Even if they disagree with some of her political things, they respect her on the personal level in this way. And she is not, or they say she is not a politician, we say, who has some hidden problems, or some severe problems even. We don't say that about Angela Merkel.
No.
And on the other hand, this is something, of course, critical perhaps. She's very much afraid of body contact and contact, emotional contact. in public. So, for example, she has only 2, 3, 4 colleagues, assistants, whom she really trusts, and nobody else. So she only is together with those 4. Another image, so that you can imagine how this can be seen. A politician, when she's asked for taking photos, she says, okay, I go there and somebody takes photos. And she always controls the situation. She says, well, here I stand here, and the photographer has to stand here, and not there, or not there, or not there. So she controls the whole situation. So she just wants the photographer to have a photo from a special perspective. And if he does not agree, bye-bye. He has to go.
What's her intention?
Relating back to the childhood, she's very much controlled. Because she could not experience how it feels to feel safe in my body. So she had to build up the competence, the rational, cognitive, communicational competences. So she's very much controlled because she must do, oh well, maybe somebody's coming. Oh, are you coming? I need something to drink. You know, so she had to be very much aware of the surroundings, because otherwise she wouldn't have get the candies as a little child.
Yes.
So her control is very strong, but the trust in her body is very low. So her self-trust emotionally is not good enough. And you can see this when she is under stress. Then her moving is more like a problem moving. Or when she is on TV in the time of election, when there is a big competition, she cannot properly react to the stress in the situation. And so she loses mostly those debates on TV, because she cannot handle the stress in herself, because she's not used to this from her childhood experience. And she does not feel safe in her body, even nowadays. So she needs a very strong structure around her. Not many people, or the situation has to be controlled. And then she can make good politics, of course.
Can she trust others?
No. Just those 3, 4, 5 people. No, no others. No, she will not. No, she will not trust. Because she's not experienced in self-trust. And in psychology, you know, you have to have the experience of self-trust to learn how it is to trust somebody else in the world.
Yes.
And this self-trust is learned by the experience and relationship to the mother and the father, mostly to the mother, at least in Western countries. So she did not learn this self-trust. She was put in this little thing, and the parents went away. So she was alone.
But how did she learn the skill of communication?
To communicate does not mean that you trust,
Yeah.
or that you are able to trust, or that you want to trust.
Yes.
For example,
Two
in
things.
management or in politics, it is there is often some kind of relationship, some working relationship, and of course you communicate, but there's no trust.
Yes.
They communicate on commitments, but a commitment is not trust.
No trust.
It's not
Yes.
emotional trust.
Yes.
May I just add one little thing, one experience when she was here the first time in China. It was in September 2013. It was the months before, or 2 months before Xi Jinping was elected. She met him and the premier, and in the German media They wrote about what happened, but nothing about the content of this communication, because it was secret, top secret. And then I wrote a little article about this, what could have happened. Not in detail, because I was not there, but to show how and that Angela Merkel is able to communicate by silence or non-verbally and respect the other person so that the other person, Xi Jinping, understands.
Yes.
So it's a kind of dialogue, a dialogue by silence, you could say.
How did they make it?
We will never know. Maybe in 100 years some historians will find out. But I think in this meeting she built the ground, the base for what happens now between her and Xi Jinping. I'm sure this is the base of trust.
Yes. It must be very important.
Yes, yeah.
So if you were the coach
Her coach,
for her, what would you do?
generally speaking, she would not accept me because she does not know me and she will not trust me. Maybe I can open a door to her when she knows how I talk about her competence of being silent or competence of communication, and that I can respect her as a person in this, and that I can respect her in the way that she does it her way. And when this door can be open, then I think it could be a very interesting dialogue together with her.
Yes.
And maybe I would say to her, well, dare to be charming also sometimes in public, because people will love it.
Yes. People will.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I could be a blue-eyed angel. I could be the storm before the calm. I could be ordinary. I could be the one.
So she's not afraid of being in public and to be herself, even if she is in public. She is such a person who will do it tomorrow, even if there is no camera. You know? Yeah. She takes it.
Comfort you, sing to you. I could be a worry partner. I could be a soul.